guys, and welcome back to another episode of P.G.P. TV. I know you guys seen the first video, the 10 steps on how to become successful in life as well as your business. In that video, I stated that I was going to give you guys a breakdown of each individual step, work towards how to obtain that particular step, as well as a breakdown of how to overcome any obstacles that may be in your way. The first step was the mindset. Mindset is so crucial to the success of these 10 steps because you cannot go on to the next 9 steps without first mastering this first step, which is mindset. I'm going to break down a few key points that I think you guys will need in order to create that mindset for success. For my first key point, I got positive thoughts. You have to be a positive thinker. Everything about your thoughts that's created in your mind have to be positive. You don't want to walk around with a negative attitude. You don't want to walk around producing negative thoughts. You pull in what you give out. Your thoughts is energy. You're putting out all these negative thoughts, negative vibrations into the universe. When you're placing these thoughts into the universe is reacting upon these thoughts. Oh, I'm always broke. I can't do nothing. Can't read this book. I can't drive that car. Can't have that house. Guess what's happening? You are manifesting these things into your life. So the more you say I can't, it won't be done. The more you say I won't, you won't be able to do it. So you gotta give positive thoughts out into the atmosphere. Point number 2 and point number 3 is gonna go hand in hand. Your conscious and your subconscious mind. Now let's do a little exercise here. On the count of 3, I want everybody to say conscious mind. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Conscious mind. That was your conscious mind speaking out loud through your mouth verbally. On the count of 3, I want you to say subconscious mind, but I don't want you to verbally say it. Say it inside your mind. 1, 2, 3. That was your subconscious mind speaking. That was your inner self. A lot of people like to compare the subconscious mind to the God within us. But that was your subconscious mind speaking. Now what happens when you produce positive thoughts? When you speak positive thoughts, what happens is your conscious mind is trying to impress your subconscious mind. This is where the idea comes in that your thoughts can be manifested into reality. So if you are thinking positively, instead of saying, I can't get that house, you start saying, I can get that house. I can afford that house. You stop speaking verbally, but start speaking with your subconscious mind mentally. Then you say it to yourself, I can get that house. I can afford that house. And what's going to happen is your conscious mind, the more you think about it, the more you speak it, your subconscious mind is going to start believing. I'm going to give you an example of Paul. Great guy, known for years. He used to fear succeeding in life. So one day me and Paul was out to lunch. I treated Paul to lunch to see why his life wasn't taking a turn for the better. So I asked him, hey Paul, what's going on, man? Talk to me. He just has so much negative things to say. And I was like, well, Paul, you have to be inspired by something. What inspires you? I said, for instance, me, somebody like Bill Gates inspires me. This was Paul's response. Oh, I'm not as smart as Bill Gates. Oh, I'm not as rich as Bill Gates. Oh, I don't have the same opportunities as Bill Gates. And I stopped him and I said, Paul, that's your problem. Your negative thoughts is what's hindering you from moving toward that direction of success. And he said, well, what do you mean? And I just explained to him the same thing I explained to you about positive thoughts. When you release negative thoughts, You're releasing negative vibrations. You're releasing negative energy into the atmosphere. So what's going to happen is the universe is going to latch on to that. And whatever you putting out, you're going to get. So I told Paul, do this exercise for me. Go home and write down all the things you feel as though you can't do, you won't do, you don't have the capabilities to do. So everything on your paper should be saying, I don't do this, I don't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that. And then I said, Paul, get another sheet of paper. Everything that you wrote I can't do, or I don't do, or I will not do, write the total opposite on another piece of paper. I will be able to get that job. I will be able to raise that capital. I will be able to afford this car. I am going to get this property. Everything that you wrote, I can't, I won't, I will not do, you're going to fold it up and you're going to rip it up and you're going to throw it in the trash. That's your negative thoughts being thrown away. Now you have your sheet of positive thoughts. You're going to look at it every day. You're going to read it every day. You're going to read it out loud. You're going to read it in your mind. You're going to read it when you wake up in the morning. You're going to read it before you go to bed. Paul took my advice. A few months later, I haven't heard from Paul. But then I ran into Paul at a store. And Paul was a different person. He had a suit on. He was clean cut. I mean, I think this is the first time I actually even saw Paul wearing a watch. Paul told me something that stuck with me forever. He said, your words were so inspiring and so inspirational, I knew I had to make a change. Not only a physical change, but as well as a mental change. He said, I took your advice. I did everything you told me to do. I wrote what I couldn't do, what I shouldn't do, what I wouldn't do on a piece of paper, and then I wrote the exact opposite. He said, and when I sat there and I read it every night and I read it every morning when I woke up, it did something. It made me start believing in what I was reading and what I was seeing. And that's the power of positive thinking, positive thoughts. What's going to happen is your conscious mind is going to start impressing your subconscious mind, and you're going to start believing, and you're going to start appreciating the things that you feel as though you can acquire and can obtain. Fear is a mental emotion. You should fear nothing. You shouldn't fear taking risk. A fearful mind is not a successful mind. I'm going to say that again. A fearful mind is not a successful mind. A successful mind is one that is fearless. Do not fear taking risks. They do not fear going broke for an investment. They don't look at it as going broke. They look at it as investing. You have to put all fear and all doubt aside. With fear comes doubt. And if you're doubting yourself, then that's not positive thinking. That's negative thinking. That's doubtful thinking. And if you start to doubt yourself in your conscious mind, what's going to happen to your subconscious mind? You're right. Your subconscious mind is going to start doubting you as well. Take fear, write it on a piece of paper, ball it up, and you got it, throw it in the trash. Because fear can't exist when we're thinking positive. Love, as fear, is an emotion as well. Whatever you're doing, wherever you at, whatever the circumstances is in your life, you have to do everything that you do through love. Desire requires love, the love of what you're doing. Giving requires love. Everything that we're going to talk about works hand in hand. You can't do one without doing the other. In order to become successful in life and in business, you need to work on your mindset. Produce positive thoughts. The reason why we produce positive thoughts, because our conscious mind will produce these thoughts, but our subconscious mind will bring these thoughts into reality. If you fear, you're doubting. If you're doubting, you're being negative. If you're negative, you're not being positive. And if you're not being positive in your conscious mind, your subconscious mind will reproduce what it's being impressed with. And last but not least, do everything with love. If you do everything with love, love is what? a positive emotion. If you do everything with love, there's no reason why every thought can't be positive. Because if you love somebody, that's not a negative emotion. You can only withdraw positive thoughts from love. I'm going to leave you guys with a quote, one of my favorite quotes from the book of the week that I mentioned, The Game of Life and How to Play It. But this is a quote that stuck with me. You can control any situation if you first control yourself. And what is that control going to start with? You got it. Mindset. Well, thank you guys again for tuning in. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and press that notifications button so you can get an update of all the videos that I post on the YouTube and you'll never miss a beat. Also, leave a comment or any questions down below as well. Until next time, guys, P.G.P.